Good afternoon. Happy Friday. I have no Tish at the moment. She's sleeping in her kitty cave. We'll see if she stays there or if she comes out to join us shortly or just whine and make our day annoyed. Okay, well, this is Life on the Light Side, and I'm so happy you're here to be with me today. And if this is your first time and you want to check out our other Life on the Light Side videos, you can just go to YouTube and type in Life on the Light Side, Alicia Leslie, and there I'll be. If you don't know, our goal is to try to stay up no matter what may bring us down. A lot of us are brought down by being in self isolation, as myself or for because they're being in self-isolation with their family, which after a while can definitely get on our nerves. Or maybe it's just the financial stresses and the political stresses that seem to never flipping end. And of course, there's COVID out there and waiting for our vaccinations and hoping that I think they said we may be kind of normal next, not this coming, but next fall. Now, in the meantime, I don't doubt that we're going to make great progress, and I look forward to that. So, I just talked about a few things that might be bringing you down. If that's not enough, can you think of something that might be bringing you down? I want to go back. Where did I put it? I had it in my hand a minute ago. Here we go. The old life satisfaction wheel. Now, if you remember how do I do this? I'm having a hard time doing the reverse thing with this. Okay. So you have the different areas of your life. Um, you have fun and recreation, career, health, personal growth, uh, I can't romance, significant other, friends and family, money, and your physical environment. So, if anything is off in any of these areas and it's bringing you down, maybe you could flip that by giving it a little positive attention. You know, you don't need a lot of money to do a lot of things. One thing that brings me down in my home environment is clutter. So I find that if I happen to slide into clutter, which I happen to do sometimes because I'm very busy, one would never think one person living by herself could manage to be so busy, but I am. Excuse me. And so I have to really, really be mindful of the clutter. Those two words are very powerful. Be mindful. In Unity, we teach that life is consciousness. And so that's being mindful. It's paying attention, taking care of it, not letting things slip through procrastination, which it happens. Now, a lot of times, our best laid plans don't work out. For example, if you recall yesterday, I was planning, I'm making granola bars. Have my recipe out, ready to go. Well, the day got into other stuff and it didn't happen. But I have made some other stuff right now. I've got some beautiful homemade soup on the stove. And my enjoyment of that came this afternoon as a sampling. I did not have the whole thing. I just sampled it because I want to put some away for tomorrow. Why? It's supposed to get really cold. So, what's better than soup on a cold day? Now this afternoon I may try those granola bars, but I'm definitely going to make some lemon bars because I have got lemons that must be attended to. And I'm going to make some guacamole because I've got some avocados that must be attended to. And I'm always so nervous with avocados. You know, when I lived in California and when I lived in Texas, avocado, no big deal. 33 cents each. It's their local thing. And they were gorgeous. Always got beautiful avocados. Here in Connecticut, ay, ay, ay. Every time you get an avocado, you don't know what you're getting till you get it home and cut it open. And sometimes you get them nice and firm and you like put them in a paper bag, do whatever you're supposed to do to ripen them correctly. And then cut it open. Ugh, that gray, holy, icky poo in the. So I don't know what's going to happen. It would be like an adventure opening those avocados and seeing what's in there. But I do have a couple of recipes planned. One of them is guacamole. How can you not love guacamole? The other one is, it's like a Thai dish. No, it's a Tibetan dish. And it is a potato and avocado salad. And it is very good. I've made it before, so hopefully I'll have enough good avocados to do all that. Thinking about taco salad, if not for tonight, for tomorrow. I already did all the lettuce. I want to give you a really good tip on lettuce. For me, a single person, all by myself, Tish does not eat lettuce. So when I buy those romaine, because I like romaine best, so I get the 3 heads of romaine. Well, one little old me can't eat that right up. And I used to wash it and put it in the salad spinner and then put it in this huge bowl and put it in the fridge. And as I needed it, I'd open it and take it out. What I found is that it always got rusty before I was done with it. Now, important point about rusty lettuce. It's not bad for you. It's just oxidation that occurs as, as the lettuce is in the fridge for a while. Now, that's one of the reasons why that big bowl of lettuce would get too oxidated before I finished it. Here's the clue. Get yourself some single serving containers that will be just about right for a good salad. And when I say good salad, honey, salad's something you can eat a lot of. So, excuse me, unless you're having it swimming in dressing, you can have like a 2 to 4 cup container of lettuce that you can eat. So I get a bunch of containers out. I wash and spin the lettuce, put it in the container, seal it, and put it in the fridge. The oxidation isn't happening because it's sealed and I'm not opening it. So I made 5 containers, the 3 heads of lettuce today gave me 5 containers. A couple of them will give me 2 servings each and others 1. So don't waste that lettuce, put it away well. So either tonight or tomorrow I'll be having taco salad. So good. Okay, so that is that. And cooking always puts me in a good mood. So that's what I am doing to be up when I feel down. Now, here's a really interesting thing about it, though. When you cook, if you like to cook when you're down to pick you up, you can't start cooking in a crabby butt mood. You gotta start to get excited as you assemble your ingredients, and think about how good it tastes. You can't be thinking about how miserable you are. You got to think about how excited you are about this beautiful food that you're going to make, and it's going to taste so good. So think on that. All right. Let's go to our National Day calendar. And today, it is Celebration of Life Day. Now, that threw me back because in Unity, we call memorial services a celebration of life. And I'm thinking like, well, let's see about that. What could that be? But celebration of Life Day is celebrating the generations of life. And so we celebrate the young, oh my goodness. We celebrate the young, hang on a minute. Usually that's a telemarketer. I hate those and I don't know what to do about them. And I'm going to, usually it only rings twice. Well, do I get it or not? Nope, it hung up. So if it's important, they'll leave a message. All right, so let me get back. Celebration of Life celebrates the generations, the babies, the grandchildren, the adults, the teens, and the older people. So when I get older, I will celebrate that too. But it's funny. In the United States, we got to be to a point where the older people are no longer considered, temples of wisdom. They are like kind of shunned, which is really unfortunate. But we celebrate life when we celebrate every age. Today, if any guys are out there, please block your ears. You're not going to want to hear this. Today is the anniversary of a very special day in my life. It was the day I first, how do you put it, became a woman. Not the sex thing, the physical. What do they say? My aunt came to visit. My monthly aunt came to visit. And why I thought I was grown up. Now, as the time went on, and that became a harbinger of great pain and suffering and cramps and misery, and it wasn't such fun. But that first time was like, oh, I am a grown up. And then there was my 21st birthday. I was now legally old enough to drink. Big deal. But to me, it was a big deal, Now I can legally drink. Well, that day happened, and I had myself a big party, invited a bunch of people over, and I stepped on a bee, well, happy do day. And then it was just a few months later, they dropped the drinking age very briefly to 18. And just like one would imagine, when they dropped the drinking age to 18, a lot more problems, deaths, accidents, so they put it back up to 21. Actually, personally, I think it should be 25 because that is when our brain, the front part of our brain that discerns the consequences of our actions. That's why, it's amazing that, we can send kids out to the military. We can even have them vote. We can, we make them do all these things. But their brain is not actually fully developed yet. But maybe if, like I was talking yesterday, if we taught our children critical thinking and common sense. Can you imagine after being taught common sense? Common sense ain't common anymore. Well, let's get it back on track. Okay. So that's celebration of Life Day. And then we have Blonde Brownie Day. Now, I really might have thought about making some blonde brownies, but like again, it's just me here, and I still have those blueberry pie squares in the freezer, and I'm making lemon bars today, so we're not going to do the blonde brownies today. And it is the Sanctity of Human Life Day. This actually is associated with, oh my stars. Hang on 1 minute. I can't believe this. No. Hang on. Hello, doing my video. Okay. Yeah. Ah. Ah. Okay. Okay. Ugh, yeah. When are you going? Oh God. All right. Yeah, let me cut this short. I might as well go. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay. That was my sister. Uh, the guy that my brother-in-law was working with all day Monday has been diagnosed with COVID. So they're going to get tested. So I'm going to get tested. So I'm going to leave now. And I know I don't spend much time with her at all, but I was over there this morning, and of course it wouldn't show up anyway. But it couldn't hurt to get tested. So putting on my mask and heading out the door. So let's hold this whole situation in prayer. I will come back on later for another 15 minutes. So I'll splice it all, but I'll see you later after I get the test. Okay, I'm back. That was an interesting journey. And it also a chance for me to share what I actually know. What happened was my sister's husband worked all day with one of his workers, and that was on Monday. And so today, which is Friday, the worker called and said he'd been tested and has COVID. So they said, "We'll take you if you want to test." And I figured, like, well, what the heck? It wouldn't hurt to be tested. I see my sister. I don't see her much. I walk down to the mailbox where I usually meet her. Usually I have my mask on, and once in a blue moon I don't. And so I figured, you know. But we got there and couldn't be tested because you actually had to have an appointment and wait 3 days. And as we were driving, I realized that one of the things I know about COVID and testing is that if it hasn't been a couple of days since you were in contact, you probably would not show any sign of it yet. There wouldn't be any, even a test would not show anything. So I decided that um, I came home, and they're still looking to go out and get a test tonight because there are places that have it without appointments. But the way I saw it was if they come back with anything, then I'll have to look at it. But other than that, I had to go to her house this morning to get something printed. I wore my mask all the time. I didn't go that close to her, So if they come back with anything, then I will know I have to go get tested, even though my contact with them was minimal. They usually say like 15, 20 minutes, something like that, like ships that pass in the night. But I do take it very seriously. And clearly, since I just went for the ride to attempt to get a test, in the meantime, I'm waiting and waiting to make sure I will get get my vaccine. I'm going to try to check more into that tonight because my appointment's on February 10th. And if I can find a way, go to a different place or something, drive a little farther and get it over with sooner, I'll be one step closer to the second vaccination. And even then, still the masks, still the social distancing until we beat this freaking bug. So I'm going to go back to where we were. We were talking about things that bring you down and how to stay up and special days. And I think we had just gone through the sanctity of human life. Now, that one actually came about through the people who are anti-abortion. So and I'll be real honest. Abortion, like many things, is a very it has to be very heavily weighed, and the thought of can we tell somebody else what to do, and it's another whole deep metaphysical thing. But I do think that it's important that all life should be honored. It's the same thing as the young people, the old people, the drug addicts, I think we need to look at the worth of every life in every stage of life. And to know that the best thing to know, if there is a question of abortion or anything like that, that you do some heavy duty praying about what does your spirit tell you, not what the human solution is, but what is the spiritual solution. And then you have to make your own decisions. But I just would question how much the government, it's not about the abortion part. It's like, what else? What else? I never saw the movie Logan's Run, but can you imagine if the government decided one day that everybody over X years of age, they had to go, make more room on the planet for the others? I don't want that. So I think we need to really look at things deeply, spiritually, and metaphysically before we make those decisions. And we spent most of the time on our National Day calendar. I wanted to talk a little bit today about doing something not just out of your comfort zone, but more like something outrageous. You can tell my beautiful purple is fading quickly. And when I got in the shower today and I'm starting to shampoo, and I said, oh, I didn't put any color on, so I know it's going to come out lighter. But pretty soon, I'll have my vaccination. I'll maybe get the haircut, get the good color done again, and I'll be happy with it. But coloring your hair purple or blue or green or orange or whatever I feel like that day, that's a little bit outrageous. And I do it because I like it. I'm not trying to look younger, God knows. I'm just expressing myself. And I think when I do it, I think other people that look at me, some of them look at me like, but I think that some people are encouraged to do something outrageous, whether it's put a little streak of purple in their hair or whether it's buy a different kind of clothing. Who said that people my age could not wear tunics and leggings? I think I look pretty darn cute in them, frankly. Not in the winter. This is what you get in the winter, is the old sweatshirts. So, okay, so I was wanting to share about some of the more outrageous things that I've done. When I say outrageous, I don't mean like crazy, radical. I mean more like things that everyone can do that a lot of people just don't do. And that is the pathetic part. I found this in the book. It's called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting Playbook. And I thought this was really, really helpful. Until deep desires are touched and released, a life can do nothing but stagnate. I have been in for almost a year, and I do not think I've stagnated. And if I don't have to stagnate, neither do you. So I wanted to share a few of the things that are more unusual that I've done that other people probably haven't. And it's no big deal. I'm not saying I'm special or smarter or more brave or whatever, because I'm really not. I'm just another person. But first of all, I've been alone. Aside from the time I was living, I was raising Sammy, but I still consider, in a sense, that's alone because I don't have a partner, I don't have a husband, I don't have any of that kind of relationship. My relationship basically was Sammy. I didn't get to see my other kids much ever, and so her loss was a real tough thing. But the things I've done in my life, I decided to become a minister. Well, that's kind of like at 45 years old. That was a pretty big step. I was ordained when I was 47. I went to Egypt all by myself. And I worked for American Airlines. I was a reservation agent on the VIP desk, and we had what they called fam trips. I don't think they have fam trips today like they did back then, but back then I spent $600 and I had a 10-day trip to Egypt, and that included the air, the hotel. It was wonderful. But I went all by myself, and I had some really interesting experiences, including having stones thrown at me because I was inappropriately dressed. And I was. If you ever go to another country, be very sure you check their habitual or traditional dress attire, stuff that is, and so whether it's food or behavior or whatever. But I had a sundress on, and it had little spaghetti straps. And there was a gentleman there who was kind of throwing. He cast the stones like that. They ran. They went across the parking lot and kind of came toward my feet. So that was a little scary. And I drove cross country. When I was 72, I drove all by myself. I drove historic 66. I plan on doing it again when this freaking COVID's gone. Now there's some other things though. Things that are important to us, and we talk about our family connections and want to stay connected with family and friends. I want to invite you now to reach out farther. We talked the other day about pen pals, and I had pen pals all over the world. And that was after 9/11 when I really felt the need to connect. But we don't need to connect just as at our personal you and me level. We can connect in a bigger way. For example, let's see. I have this person has been long gone from the planet, so you probably don't know who she is, and her name is Jean Dixon. And she was like a prophet. She was an astrologer. And back in those days, I was in the Catholic Church. And she was taught astrology by Jesuit priests, which said to me, okay, maybe the church isn't so right condemning astrology. And I was always a seeker, always learning, always reaching out. And so to write to Jean Dixon was a biggie. I mean, I was writing to this author, And sure enough, she got back to me. And she sent me a card, a little prayer card with her. She autographed it. And over the years, it got tattered from being carried around in my purse and everything. And today I just have this little piece of it left, and it says Jean Dixon. Now, when I leave the planet and my kids toss it out, thinking it's just another piece of junk, to me, it's a priceless treasure. I have also written to people, and some of you who know me well and know how a lot of my stories. I contacted Rio Hatfield. Now, who the heck is Rio Hatfield, you might ask? Well, he is one of the members of the family famous for the feud of the Hatfields and the McCoys. Now, if you want to know more about that, you can go online, and there was a mini series on that. I don't remember where it was, but I'm sure you can find it. But it was in the 90s, I think, that Rio Hatfield, who is a very spiritual man, decided that this had to be, that the feud really, really had to come to an official signed document that said the feud is over. And I read an article in the paper about it, and I said, wow, I'd like to tell him how wonderful I think that is. So I wrote him a letter, and I told him how wonderful I thought he is. And we became friends on well, this was pre-Facebook. We became email friends, and he was on my email list for a long time. Again, very often it fades out because, sometimes people come for a reason, and sometimes they come for a season. And so that came and went. But I also, I wrote to Dr. Laura. Now, I know there's people who go, oh, Dr. Laura, oh my God, she's awful. She's terrible. You know what? Basically, you're not going to like everything about everybody. But I like Dr. Laura because she's a no-nonsense person. Now, I haven't listened to her in years because I don't want to pay for Sirius Radio so I can listen to her. I'm sorry. I did buy her books. She's got a great book out on the Ten Commandments, and she has a book called How Could You Do That? And it's about our abdication of courage, conscience, and character, which really has happened. I mean, how many times have we heard that people were afraid to stand up to certain people when they were doing absolutely wrong things? I'm sorry, my dear friends. We have to have the courage to stand for what we believe in a friendly, in a peaceful, in a loving way. Speak your truth with love, but we got to do it. Dr. Laura speaks very no nonsense when they would say, I just moved in with my fiance, and she'd say, oh, you're shacking up. And they'd go, no, it's my fiance. And she said, do you have a ring and a date? And if they said no, she'd go, he's not your fiance, he's your shack up, honey. But I mean, sometimes we're so busy candy coating our lives to try to protect us and let us do what we really wouldn't be wise to do. And in the end, we only wind up getting hurt in the end. So sometimes we just need straight talk, but we can straight talk with love. I one time wrote her a letter, and a lot of people have been criticizing her. And I thanked her for her work. I said, I want to thank you for your work. I feel like you and I are going out and lighting our candle. And somebody blows it out. But then we just light it again. Your truth may not be popular with everybody. And that's okay. They blow out your candle, light it again. Oh, I got a response from Dr. Laura. It's in this box I call my treasure chest, which my kids will probably dump directly in the trash after I pass, although I really hope they'll go through it. I sent my books, my Rise of the False God books. I sent it to Oprah. I sent it to Elizabeth. I sent it to celebrities. Whether they even got it or not, I don't know, but that's not what it's about. It was about sending it. I sent tithes to Scott Peck, who wrote the book The Road Less Traveled, People of the Lie. He wrote some very spiritual books, and I sent a tithe to him. Did he need my money? No. But I had to, because we tithe to our source of spiritual food. So I tithe to him. I tithe to the people who wrote the book that I use every day, that I've been using every day for probably 30 years. And that's called A Guide to Prayer for All God's People. And it's my devotional that I use, my prayer guide that I use every day in my prayer time. And I sent them a tithe. And I sent Kathleen Norris, who wrote Amazing Grace. I sent her a tithe. Yeah, I paid for the book and I sent her a tithe. Why? Because I received spiritual food. That's what a tithe is. It's sending to your source of spiritual food. So I'm thinking I'm going to write a letter to Bernie Sanders. And I'm going to thank him for being such a good sport about what everyone has done with his inauguration picture. If you haven't seen it, which if you're breathing, I'm sure you've seen it all, unless you're seeing this 10, 15 years from now. But there he was at the inauguration with his jacket on, and he had mittens on, and he was kind of trying to stay warm, and he had his mask on. And they took that picture and they photoshopped it into everything, into sitting with movie stars, sitting on the moon, hanging upside down like a bat. And if you have not seen them and you need to laugh and you need a smile, go to Google or to YouTube and click on Bernie inauguration memes, and you will have a blast and a guaranteed laugh. Okay, well, I think that was pretty much what I wanted to share with you today. And hopefully, I gave you some ideas on how you can go beyond your comfort zone. Reach out and tell the people who wrote the books or made the movies or did the videos or whatever, the plays, whatever you like, whoever inspires you, let them know. We tend to think that they're very self-assured, that um, that they don't need your compliments. Well, they do. I have got a basket in my other room. I think I might have shown it before, but it's a basket that's full of notes and letters and cards and things that I got from people who appreciated the things I've done. And it means so much to me. And there are days when I feel like absolute, pardon the expression, crap. I feel like I couldn't do anything right if I tried. And when I do, I go in and I go through those cards and I know I touched some lives and it was for the better and they wanted to let me know. All right. Up and down. I didn't get my food made yet. It's 5:30. I don't know. But I got my soup made and I got my salads put up. So I got something done. And tonight at midnight is when the writing contest that I entered starts. I don't think I'm going to start writing tonight though, but I can look at the material I'm going to need and I can sleep on it. And who knows, maybe God will send me a wonderful dream. Maybe God will send you a wonderful dream today about something you can do to make yourself happy and lift yourself up. Well, I won't see you till Monday because it's the weekend. So until then, have a good one. God bless.